There we go. We got 7 people now. Rotaractor's in, Darby's in.
Oh,
Admit all. So go ahead. There are 3, 2, 1.
all right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Public Image 101. Hey, you probably all know about public image. At least you know who you are and what your image is, your personal image. But what is it in Rotary? What is your idea of how to promote Rotary with your own personal image? So welcome. You are officially the first COVID-free class coming up, 23 and 24. I'm Robin Rote, and I was with Bill McElroy. Wave your hand, Bill. Bill was my district governor, and he and I got cut short with COVID. So we didn't get to have his conference, and it was really a tough year for us because we had fun the first half, and the second half was kind of different. So welcome. I think it's going to be a great year for you. Good. Public image. Public image. It starts with you. It starts with you. I know that I am very enthusiastic, and one of my talents is connecting with people and having a lot of fun getting to know people. I wear my I love Rotary button every day. I put it on every coat. People will see that, and I can see them saying, I love Rotary, what's that? So that's my entrant. Hey, Rotary, oh, you don't know what that is? We're a bunch of Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts having a lot of fun together, serving our community. So there's a lot of ways you can give your quick elevator speech. I feel like we can be a walking billboard to tell our Rotary story. My Rotary story is pretty short. I was a career counselor at a high school, and I needed people to help me interview high school seniors to help them get jobs and do their interviews for college applications. And I heard about Rotary. Maybe these people can help me. I walk into the Rotary room. I knew just about everybody in the room. How come they didn't tell me they were there? Immediately I joined, and that's my short story that I feel like it's all about my community. So that was just really exciting. So let's move on. I know that I went to the leadership first one, I think you had it Wednesday, and I was there too, because guess what? I'm going to be president again. I loved it so much. I was there, and one of the things I wanted to, which I think is the perfect segue into public image, is that you were told that you need to have a vision for this year. What are your goals? What do you want to look like this year as your club? So I thought that was just really good. And to segue into public image, we want to make sure public image, public relations, and brand are all consistent. So when you're thinking about your vision, I think that's really important to figure out, does it flow into Rotary, the Rotary principles, the 4-way test? What is your vision with your board that you're going to work on? And I'm sure at PETS, that's going to be all about it. So the first thing I wanted to say was, your vision. Okay. I've already done that. Wow. So keeping in mind how your enthusiasm and your knowledge of your vision is going to bleed onto your members. So your enthusiasm enthusiasm and your delivery of vision, of your vision for your year, is going to have to really ignite your members, ignite your members. So once again, public image. Well, it's kind of like our reputation in our community. I kind of look at it as, you know, what's our reputation in the community? How do people see Rotary? When they see my Rotary wheel, when they see my pin, when they see I love Rotary, wow, she's really interested in service. So the branding, the public, not just public image, but public relations and image all have to be consistent. So that's what we've been working on this year. Bill and I have been on the public image team for the district. So we're very interested in trying to be consistent and making sure we have events and that you have events that can display your reputation in your community. So I think that that is a really cool idea. So what does public image, what does it do? It's your reputation in your community. That's a little scary. So making sure all your members are positive and they're out there and they want to grow Rotary, because that's kind of what we're trying to do. That's our image. Okay, so then I think that I talked about consistency. So the brand is what we look like. The brand is what we look like. I know some of you maybe have, you know, you're probably coming into your city, there's a sign that says Rotary, you know, you're entering Rotary of Covington or Rotary of Lake Forest Park. So what does that mean to people when they see it? We just added our mayor to our club, which is really a cool public image. He's got a good reputation, and also our chief of police. So, you know, really looking at people that are really have firm values so that they are out there and people see who they are. So, you know, just making sure your members understand that once they become a Rotarian, they are a part of public image and working for that. Okay, so let's see. Bill, should you add something while I'm thinking?
Let's go ahead and just kind of step through the weeds a little bit, as they say.
Okay. First, tell us your story, your quick story.
Oh, geez, my story started back in 1986. I was actually, when I first joined Rotary, I was asked to start working with the Boys and Girls Club and help fundraise the Kirkland Redmond Club. And it was something that I got involved in. I started to work with the city leaders, with the community leaders. And this was back, when I was in the 30s. So it was quite a privilege to go ahead and do that. Fast forward, I was sitting at my club in Mill Creek and we had this gentleman speak. And he was talking about some of the rough times that he had. And he was a foster care, went through foster care. He went through 5 different families. His siblings were torn apart. And yet he was talking about the success. What made him a success was 3 people. One of them was a teacher. One of them was a coach. And the other one was the Kirkland Redmond Boys and Girls Club. And, you know, when I spoke to the clubs, when I was a district governor, I highlighted this. And here's this man sitting in front of me 25 years later, almost bring tears in my eye, going, this is the club that I helped part of building our club, our community, built this club and helped kids in need. And here's this gentleman stepping forward. And I'll never forget that. I still have tears about it. And he's now the prosecuting attorney of Snohomish County. So Rotary is very unique. Hang on a second, I have to admit some more people in. And what I'd like to do is kind of step back. Okay, you guys are going to go through pets here. And pets, you're going to get a lot of information real fast. And if you take a look really what pets is going to be talking about, they're going to be talking about membership. They're talking about the foundation, and they're going to be talking about public image and how those three things kind of work together. And so we're just going to give you a touch overview on some of the items that you might want to consider and think about as you go into pets. We're not going to be going here way up into the weeds here and talking about public image, because you're going to spend a lot of time doing this. My best recommendation to you is to think about if you can pick out 1 or 2 or 3 gems that you can use to your club when you're in pets. It's a huge success. But if you kept all the stuff that you did at pets, you're going to have a 3-ring binder that's got to be 3 inches wide. So, you know, it's going to be one of those things that you just have to understand the fact, sit back, absorb what's going on. So let's talk about, first of all, the difference between public relations and public image. Public relations is more of the planning stage. That is that this is why Kai, District Governor Kai, moving in, one of his strengths, or one of the things he's going to be asking the club to do is, what's your vision? What is the club's vision? What do they want to do for the next 3-4 years? It's kind of like a strategic plan, but it is a vision. And we have clubs with mottos. I'm with the Mill Creek Club. Our motto is passion for service. North Creek Club, just a brand new one, has go out, do good, have fun. Those are mottos. So, but a public relations strategic plan is that we want to go ahead and reach the community. We want to bring in new, younger people, business people. We want to bring active seniors in that just retired, for instance. So you start building a little bit of a strategy, what you want to do on the public relations side. The public image side is the tools that you use. And it's the tools that you do to attract what your strategy is. And the first question that you need to figure out is, what is your target market? What is your target market? And Rotarians, we have, and I'll look at you, President-elects, I would say that we have 2 basic target markets. One of them is the public, and the other one happens to be Rotarians. Wait a second. You're going to ask, why Rotarians? I say, because for every 10 people we coming in the door, we have 10 people moving back out the door. Okay, so retention is one of the most important things. What do we do with retention? Well, there's a lot of things you can do. You're going to be hearing about this at Pets. I would ask that question: how do we stop this from people leaving the club? There's specific reasons that you'll be hearing about, but just make a note about that and think about it as you move forward. But now we're talking about who's your target market. And your target market is very unique, because you're going to have young people that don't have any time. You've got people that have families and kids that don't have any time. So we know that we got the district governor designate, for instance, Rochelle. She's a working mother. So she's going to be involved in how this works as we move forward into this nature of how do we attract people. And then we got people, for instance, that are also, excuse me, just retired. And they have time on their hands. All of a sudden, they never had. They've always wanted to give back to the community, but they were busy all the time, driving down to Seattle, going back and forth, commuting. But now they have all this free time, and they want to help out. And so by once you identify this target, it's important to keep that in mind. So again, one of your little things that you can consider is, think about your target markets. Think about what you want your club to look like in 3-4 years. Think about how you're going to attract people. Now, the best way to attract people, the best way to get new members is what? I'm going to ask anybody to just go ahead and give some ideas. Is there anything? Just go ahead and speak up and say it's this. Anybody? Okay. Pardon me, Darby? Friends. How many people have brought their best friend into the club? There we go. That is something that you can do, because instantly, I mean, if Rotary is such a good deal, you're the president-elect, bring your friends in and go, this is a great organization. I want you to be part of it. I have a lot of fun doing it. Any other thing that you can think of right here, guys? Fellow Rotarians?
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce. Okay, there we go. There's a target market that you can do. Why Chamber of Commerce? You're going to hear this from Kai. Kai, one of his things that he's focusing in on is business development. Working with business development, you'll be hearing about this. This is one of his pillars that he wants to do is deal with how do you develop people or business. It's one of the benefits that Rotary has. I myself do business with, let's see, my lawyer, my insurance person. I got 3 real estate people, for instance, that I do business with. And these are all Rotarians that help me through my business career. And now towards the end of my career, I'm involved with 5 different companies, helping them out as a Rotarian. So again, business development, and why you'd go to Chamber of Commerce, because a lot of people that are looking there is not only do they want to market their business, but they also need help in developing their business. And we do that as friends in the Rotary side. Any other ideas popping around here?
I know that Lake Forest Park, we went to our city council. We have 4 people from our council in Rotary. So it's really, like Bill's saying, that's just, it's really a good connection.
So one thing we're not talking about is basically it's sales 101. Sales 101, the best thing you can do is talk to them personally. Having that cup of coffee with that prospect or that potential member, that is really going to be your key as we move forward. And by doing that, this goes back to what Robin was saying about having your story, having something that triggers these response, and sit down and really tell them what Rotary is about. You're going to hear about the elevator speech. Well, that's just 10 seconds. When you tell somebody what your passion is and while you're a Rotarian over a cup of coffee, it means a lot more. So one of the best ways to do it, again, is face-to-face. So now we talk about public image as a whole. Public image supports everything that a Rotary does. Think about Amazon trucks that drive around, they got the smile on it, whatever it is. Can you imagine if they were all bad drivers? Can you imagine if they were like driving all over the place and just hogging the roads and doing this and doing that? You can't. So as a Rotarian in the community, you need to take a look at what does your club look like as an outsider. So really, do you want your club to be known as, oh, hey, we go ahead and be at the bar every Friday night, and this is what we do, and we do this and do that. Are you going to be, it's kind of like what the Shriners you used to do. They used to have a lot of fun. I know one of my grandfathers was a Shriner. So on the other hand, do we want to be known as business leaders, community leaders that care about the community? So what does that look like? And what does that represent? And we have all these other tools that you can be doing. You're going to be learning about all these tools. You're going to be learning about Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp apps and all this type of stuff. But the consistency across the board is the key. What you give out to the community happens to be the key, and what they see within the city on an ongoing basis. Your image is something that takes years to build, but it can be tarnished instantly. And for some, it can happen so bad. So we have to always keep that in mind. It's always the important thing that you want to do. So let's go back a little bit on the public image side. There's tools that you're going to learn about. There's the tools on My Rotary. If you have not signed up, sign up for My Rotary. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to set your club goals in. You're going to have to do all that type of stuff. And also on My Rotary, for instance, you have the brand center. You can download all the stuff. You can see the videos. You also have the learning center that you can learn items and things like this. You have any questions, you can go through these little short classes they have. And it's kind of a neat deal. You can kind of do this on the side when you have time. When you watch a football game you don't want to watch anymore. So go ahead, Robin.
Bill. So making sure that you have a public image chairperson.
Yep.
Because you can't do all the work. you need them to go to the brand center. You need them to go and figure out how they can help your club. And not
Perfectly
just one
said.
person, they need other people with them on their team, the public image team. Because remember, public relations is how I talk to somebody and sell us. But, the public image is a bigger thing, Are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? Are all those messages consistent? Are you posting your events? There's so much to do on public image. You need at least 2 or 3 people to help. I know in our club, we have someone that posts on Facebook, someone that does the Instagram, somebody that organizes events. Because once again, Bill, right? Events is what draws people into your club, and the public image is there. Oh, Darby, cute kitty. Okay, go ahead, Bill.
So, yeah, and Robin is, if you remember when I was making my presentations to the clubs, one of the things that past Rotary International president, Mark Maloney, said was to increase your membership committee, which includes your public image committee, meaning that this is not a one-person job. We are volunteers. Everybody here is a volunteer. I don't get paid any money for doing this. So, and if you're getting paid, tell me how it's being done, because I'd be fun to find out. But if you share the responsibilities, and it makes it easier for everybody to do something, and then you'd be part of that group. I have more fun with the public image committee for the district, and we do stuff all the time. And yet I still have fun at other clubs and their committees because they do some things too, but you share it. Volunteers, you shouldn't, we have all jobs to do. You shouldn't burn people out. And that goes back to your retention again.
Yeah.
So Robin touched about events.
Okay.
Events are very important. We have found out, now think about the idea of, again, what this club looks like from the outside. And are you inviting people to the club to clean up trash on the side of the road? That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. You always showing people that you're having an auction and that we're raising money, we're doing this. How many people are going to be excited about, oh, I have to go to an auction, I have to spend some money and stuff like this. On the other hand, if you do an event that brings the public in, that includes it's fun, it's sociable, and it benefits a local charity type of an event, this is something that's very exciting and it's attractive to the outside. And I'll give you an example, and it's something that we just got through doing in November, and you heard about the hunger strike.
Bill, just 1 second. I have a guest, Jennifer, and she's an amazing Instagram poster from Covington Club. Jennifer, come in, please.
Thank you. So sorry. I am losing my voice, so please bear with me.
Okay, go ahead, Jennifer. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'm just dropping in to chat really quick, and then I'm heading out. So I just wanted to kind of touch base before I have to go.
So how come is Instagram important?
It's vital. Vital. It's like a lifeline to your Rotary Club. But a quick introduction for me. I'm Jennifer Liggett. I'm a member of the Covington Rotary Club, and I used to manage the Chamber of Commerce for City of Covington. So I'm well connected in our community here, and I'm happy to be a member. I will give you a quick funny, if you
Whoops. Okay.
Jim Tanas asked me to be a member. And so I finally became one. And then I thought, why did I wait so long? But instantly they said, can you do our social media? We really struggle. I said, sure. So just a quick update on kind of what I do and what might benefit you. I volunteered to do it. I am the public image person. And I ignore the children in my background, please. I have 5 kids. They're kind of waiting for dinner. So they're like, Mom, come on. So right now they're playing with cardboard boxes. Okay. So anyway, so I said, sure, I'll do this. So I am the only one that does it. Though we have other people who are, sorry, I'm snapping at my kids, who are admins and have access to do it, I respectfully ask them not to, because what they post doesn't align with our image. And they might have the very best intentions. So piece of advice with respect to what Bill had said, if you can have someone who dedicates it as their volunteer position, I would just roll with that as best you can, because then it'll be consistent. Every time somebody else posts, I cringe and I have to go edit, and it causes me more time. So I love my fellow Rotarians, but you definitely want that consistency. So if you go to our Covington Rotary Club page, please go to the Washington one, not Louisiana or Georgia. That's what we get tagged in all the time. But guess what? I take it. I love getting tagged in Louisiana and Georgia's post. I'm like, wow, cool. I didn't know we served, So
Thank you, Jennifer, so much. So the message is consistency.
yeah, consistency,
People that
definitely.
are passionate about certain things in your club, let
Yes.
them do that job.
Yes. And then also have them do it. I mean, you can preset your posts in Meta. So use Meta. So if you use Meta for business, you're posting in Instagram and Facebook at the same time. So I just sit down on Sundays. I manage social media for a few different businesses. And on Sunday afternoon, I'll just watch a movie and I do all the social media posts for the week for everybody. So if you're looking for it, Bill had a great idea, to go to that brand center. Yes, I use that all the time. It's my favorite friend, but also please find your friends in other countries and use the Rotarian pages that are all over the world to share their posts. They also will tag you and thank you, and you just spread the love. And so I do that pretty often. I love sharing other Rotarian posts from maybe Roatan or anywhere else. It's just great. So there's my alarm. That's it. That's my advice.
Okay, so if you are interested in learning more about Instagram, and then Jennifer Liggett from Covington, and you can
Yeah, call me.
always email me and I'll give you her email and number.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you so much.
Jennifer, so much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Jennifer. So Colleen, you had your hand up? Colleen Turner,
Yes, I had my hand up to ask her a question, but she's
gone.
she's gone. Yeah.
What's the question?
Well,
I can send you her stuff too.
well, my question to her is, before she joined, what did Covington Rotary look like from the outside?
Oh, that's a good question. That's I know Covington does a lot of work with the youth. They probably one of the most active clubs in their high school that has to do with the Interacts and the Rotaracts. They're really big at that. So, but that's a good question, and that's what makes them so active. So
she's the head of her food bank too, the Covington Food Bank. She
Oh,
runs.
really?
yeah.
So
Running a food bank with 5 kids? Oh my God, she's a busy woman.
Oh, she probably gets all the food there. I'm just kidding. So
you were talking about our event.
yeah, so let's talk about what makes an event good. And I'm just going to use the example that we just did at the hunger strike. Is that one of them, that it has to be something that's attractable, that attracts potentially to the public, meaning you're not really asking a lot of money, they're participating like a walk or something like that to help the cause. And the cause is what? The local food banks and also Hunger Against Harvest. So there really wasn't any threat there. They're in a public location. There wasn't really any threat there. And then on top of that, it had the unique participation that you can bring in kids. You can have we had kids there. My grandkid threw his first bowling ball ever. And the first ball he rolled was a strike. And he thought he was an expert from that point forward. I think his score was like 12 during 12, So, when you think about the idea and how it can reach out to the public, what the public sees about it and what you're supporting and the fun that you have, what it is that you haven't done anything more but expose by having an event that's raising money for a cause, that's a local community cause. And so that's kind of something you need to take a look at. So when you go to pets, you're going to be asked a couple of questions. And give me a list here. It's on this piece of paper.
Looking at his list.
So first of all, you're going to be asked, and think about what is your best fundraiser for the club? We want to know. The district wants to know. I don't need to know, but the district governor, Kai, would love to know this. And then what will happen is, how do we support that? How does the district support it? But more importantly, you're going to figure out that what is your best fundraising event. And that also means some clubs might be having 2 or 3 fundraising events instead of one big one. The other one, which is, what is your best community engagement event? I just gave you Hunger Strike as an example. So think about, what event does your club do that engages the community, invites people to do things with your club? And it might be a partnership. Some events are partnerships that you can do with other nonprofits. You can do it with the Chamber of Commerce. In other words, think a little bit about what you can do if you're not doing anything. Also, at Pitts, you're going to be asked to be filmed. You're going to be in front of a camera. It's going to be downstairs. It's going to be at where all the booths are, and you're going to be it's going to be at the Hunger Strike booth. So those that have any participation or how a Hunger Strike works or whatever, stop by the booth, and they're going to film it right there in front of a backdrop, and they're going to put together a montage. What they're doing, by the way, Hunger Strike that started in our district is going to go up and down the zone. So it's being launched in the zone and started right from our district. Why? Because that event itself is something that we can go ahead and do next year. And by doing it next year, you could actually use that as your club, one of your events, what you do. And we're hoping what you do. Why? Because it benefits your local food bank. It benefits Hunger for Harvest, and it can benefit your own club. One club raised $3,000 in sponsors on their own side because the companies paid for sponsorship. Then that money goes directly to the club with no overhead whatsoever. Again, is it fair to all? PI, public image, being consistent is the key. Think about the fact of what you are representing to the club as you're the president stepping up. One of the hardest things to do is keep volunteers engaged. One of the tricks I learned, I'm just going to pass a trick. You're going to hear a lot of little snippets. Every meeting I was giving away, a pin or a bauble or recognizing people or whatever that's needed to get done. This is outstanding. I heard that your business did good, a recognition. People love to be recognized. Yeah. Public image. You are actually representing the club and representing yourself to the membership and the community. And that's an important thing. You've stepped up to a big role here, but it's an easy role to fill. Just put a smile on your face and just, have fun doing it.
One of the ideas we had, Bill, at our club was to have a yearly birthday party of when our club originated. So we're like on number 35 coming up this year. So we have a birthday party and everyone invites someone to come to our birthday party. So, I mean, just think about things that can help you, extend yourself. I know that I put these little cards around on the table. It says, extend yourself. So introducing yourself to people and taking every opportunity to invite, recognize, as Bill said, recognize your people. I don't want to get up at a meeting and just be me talking. I draw people in too. And it really helps.
You're going to be with a class of about 450 president-elects. You're going to be hearing how clubs do things, and every club is different. And you're going to be learning about the foundation, membership, and a public image and the foundation. And that's the key moving forward. How does the club kind of take that model, the importance of having a membership moving forward and using public image is a very key thing. And so that's the overview. Do you guys really have any questions about what to expect at Pitts? I've been there so many times, I can probably give you some of the scary stuff. I can give you the stuff you don't want to do.
But start developing your story. Why are you so passionate
Yeah.
about Rotary? I think that igniting your members to retain them and inspire the younger members to step forward in leadership roles. So that's kind of your job. I wanted to mention.
Robin,
Yes.
can you hear me? This
Yeah.
is Michael in Kirkland, and
Hi,
hello, hello. Bill, I'm curious about, there are clubs like Bellevue has a number of clubs where there's breakfast, lunch, and of course, afternoon.
Right.
With us, we have a morning and an evening, right? So we're the morning club, and part of our challenge is that when we invite folks, now we work well with the Kirkland Evening Club, but one of our challenges is that when we say to person that we are RCKD, the morning club, they associate us with the evening club, and we have to keep drilling that. It's the morning club. So what
Yeah.
are some of the clubs in your experience have done over the years with that?
Well, it could be as simple of saying, the Kirkland Morning Club. And that just says it instantly. And that's where you want to have a little strategic plan, marketing wise, and sit down with a couple of people within the district that are actually marketing experts. We have them within our fingertips, Michael. So in other words, if this is a struggle that you're having with, we have marketing people that are on the PI committee that do marketing, and they're good at marketing, and they can sit down with their club and say, here's some ideas. But again, the branding of the name's important. I originally, if you heard me, I was originally in the Kirkland downtown at nighttime.
Well,
And
you
they
and I
used to-
talked, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
they used
that.
to be at the Flame Restaurant, and that's way
That's right.
before. Yeah, that's a long time ago. So, but the idea of rebranding, just the name change, is something that corporations do all the time. So if it's not quite hitting your target market, what you want to do, your target market is going to have people that have a breakfast, that can meet in the breakfast, and then they can go to work. And that's actually, that's just important of the Kirkland clubs at nighttime that can do it after work. So you're kind of sandwiching in between.
I know what you mean, because I get confused about who's in which of your clubs, the morning or the evening, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Something could be done, I
Sure.
think.
Yeah. And it used to be, I think you're the Kirkland Downtown Club, right?
Right,
Yeah. So that's just a consideration to talk to your board about.
right.
This
Thank
is
you.
like, if there's confusion, this is what's going on, or you can add a word, Kirkland Downtown Breakfast. Meaning that you have that privilege to do that. And, Edmonds is what? Edmonds and Edmonds Daybreakers.
Yeah,
Right.
that's,
Daybreakers, that's
Yeah,
right.
you see, they changed the name from Edmonds Downtown, and it's Edmonds and Edmonds Daybreakers. So again, that's something you can talk to your board about. If you have any help, person that you can talk to is going to be your assistant governor. By the way, guys, I'm going to rely on your assistant governors for everything. And if you're not having, if your assistant governor is not helping you to do stuff, then that person, then you need to talk to Kai. Okay, but they're there to help you, and they're helping to guide you through this whole thing, and that's what they're there for. So, and so I would talk to them, talk to Kai. We have marketing. If you want to come to the PI committee and make a request to move forward, like I said, Michael, we'd be more than happy to help you.
I like Miguel's advice. He says, just tell them you're the best.
that's good. I like it.
You're going to have fun with your classmates.
I gotta say, your
Sure I
club
do.
is not the best. Maple Valley is the best club.
There it goes. Now it's starting.
There you go.
Guess what? You can challenge them in the hunger strike.
Yeah. There we go. So Robert, you go by Bob or Robert?
Bob,
Bob. So Bob, I got a question for you. Is it Maple Valley morning or Maple Valley the one at the bar, or is it the one that
we're
how
actually
many meetings
both.
right now?
We have our club is traditionally a morning club, but
Yeah.
on the first and third Wednesdays, we have a meeting in the evening as
Yeah.
well. So
And
we
they
actually-
doubled the size of their club doing that format.
yeah,
You're going to hear a lot of neat ideas.
yeah, we
And
also,
this is just Maple Valley, and I know you doubled the size of the club. 'cause I
yeah,
remember.
our club sponsored Covington years ago.
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I could never get to your club. It took me 4 hours and I still didn't make it when it was my turn. I got traffic was accidents were happening. So because I live up by Mill Creek.
Hey, I wanted to look in your January Rotarian on page 54 and 55, your January Rotarian magazine. It says kickstart your club's social media presence. And all of this is really good. It kind of looks like, well, can't see it very well, but
Turn off
anyway,
the background.
I don't want to turn off my hunger strike.
Okay, go ahead. I'll turn it off.
Anyway, I'm just saying, kickstart your club's social media presence. It's really a good, it puts everything out there because we want to be people of action. Uh-oh, how am I doing that? Oh, I did good. So, you know,
Well,
keeping
yeah.
ourselves active and igniting everyone. Let's not make Rotary a secret any longer.
Yeah.
We're so good at that, keeping it a secret.
So let's just,
Can I ask a question?
sure, Ruben.
I think last year there was, when we were working on the Rotary Foundation, what do you call this? This was toward the tail end of the Rotary Foundation. They talked about the increase in membership in one of the clubs. There were about 2 or 3 clubs that kind of stand out. There was a club that grew by, I don't know whether it was 40%. A lot of the clubs during the pandemic, including our club, the membership has been going down. But there was one club, I think it's in Edmonds. They grew by, I don't know whether it was 40%, but they had an outstanding growth either in 2021 or 2022. I was wondering if somebody here can
Ruben,
share
which club are
what-
you
what
in?
they did. What is that?
What club are you in, Ruben?
I'm sorry. I'm with the Bellevue Breakfast Rotary Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's because people are selling out of Bellevue. They're going to Edmonds. That's what's going on.
Not really.
So when you, I don't know what club that is, Ruben, but that's just keep that question. You're gonna meet, you're gonna be able to sit in a room of all your presidents and you're gonna ask that question and someone's gonna go, it's me. So it's our club. And so just kind of put that inside your note if we don't know it right now. I know that one of the other things that Kai is going to be stressing is the importance of having a hybrid meetings. And that is that, so they're going to be talking about that because a lot of people cannot make lunch for 2.5 hours. And so if it's a hybrid meeting, I know it at Mill Creek, we do it. And at Mill Creek, we have lawyers log in, log out. You got to remember, lawyers get paid by the hour, so or by the minute, I should say. So, but if they can log in and log out and touch base and stuff like that, that's a way to do it. You're going to be hearing about that again. That's part of public image. What does that look like? What do they see? You're going to have guests that come in, and they're going to see what's going on. You could have guest speakers that are across the world, which is like, and that's starting to happen too. So.
Yeah.
One of the problems that I have seen in terms of recruiting members, new members for Rotary, is finding people who have a fundamental heart for community service. Because we cycle to, just like what you were saying earlier, we'll get 10 to 15 people during the year and we'll lose the same people. When I started with our club 20 years ago, we were 115, 120. Last year we were like 88. Now we're down to 67. But I mean, we are a busy club. We have local projects, we have international projects. So everybody's busy, but it's always easier when you have 100 people compared to when you have 70 people.
Right.
Yeah.
Because our fundraiser involves 300 volunteers, we need 300 volunteers. We need about 2,000 people to get our thing done because we do a 5K, 10K.
Oh, that's right. You do the 5K.
So, and I'm glad you shared. I do not know whether we are marketing our 5K, 10K enough to generate new members, but it's the whole city is kind of involved when we do that, including the greater Seattle area. but still we have experience, a lot of attrition.
Yeah.
Members of our club, actually, a bunch of them went to the BERC, the Bellevue East Side Rotary Club, which they only meet once a month in the evening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, well, I'm the district governor that helped form the club. So yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's so
No, but we work together on projects. We collaborate on projects. So
Yeah.
we
And-
help one another. So
And
it's
the other
fine.
thing is that I like to share, Sammamish is anybody from Sammamish here? So Sammamish had Nightmare at Beaver Lake and they had 250 volunteers and they're all kids and stuff like this and some parents. I go, and off of that, I go, these are volunteers that once a year, the volunteers would come in and come in. There's a base that needs to be understood that there's Rotary volunteers that can go ahead and do work. And there's some discussion, what does that look like? You might be growing your club and your club's kind of like, okay, it's 80 members or whatever it is, but you have this 250 volunteers that help out at your 5K run, and they're part of that whole process, and yet they're not dues. And so then it's the time to maybe, how do we market those people to grab and glean some of those off? Maybe that's a discussion. But again, we're getting way into the weeds,
Yeah.
Ruben, and we need to just say, this is pre-pets. You're going to be able to have a couple your adult favorite beverages during the event. You're going to be able to enjoy yourself. You're going to be able to ask those questions, and you will have not only your district, you're going to have clubs presidents all around that have gone through the exact same thing that they're going through, and you're going to hear what their success stories were. And you can find those clubs around. I mean, 450 clubs have all have these challenges. We're not the only ones. I want to just reiterate the fact, the last thing, if you need any help on public image, the district's here to help you, and we can help you out in many different ways.
We meet every Thursday at 2:00
And so Robin is
on
the
Zoom.
leader.
on Zoom.
And then we have Chris is going to be the next person starting on July 1st. And we've got that already starting to work in the wheel. So this is the importance. We are here. The district is here to help you people. It's not the other way around where we're telling you, we are here to help you. The clubs are personalized. Every club is personal. You guys are going to be great. I can't believe that you're the first class since COVID to enjoy all the stuff.
Yeah,
Rotary moving forward.
yeah.
You
It's
guys
so-
are going to have a blast. Have fun.
So I think going back to the one-on-one, Bill, I think when you're at Pets, if you click with someone from another club, talk to them about your concerns. You know, what are some things you're kind of like wondering, what am I going to do? They might know someone and you'll meet them at coffee or at the bar, but it's just really important there's no silly questions. We're all in this together. And
Yeah, so McGill, as far as the youth exchange question that just popped up, I know we're going short exchanges right now, but I don't know about long-term. I know Vashon Island's actively involved in that. I think this is something you can ask at Pets. I'm going to give you another suggestion, guys.
Bill, I think it's only in the summer now. The
Yeah,
youth exchange-
short, like I said, short at the moment. So I'm going to give you a suggestion, everybody. Go to Staples and buy a business card. It's only like $15. Put a business cards. You can buy 500 of them, or like 250 for like $15.
Oh, yeah, that's a great
And
idea.
just buy a business card. You can have it printed off in one day. You have those business cards with the picture, President 2023, 24, your club's name, the website, your email address. So when you start handing it out and seeing people, I forgot about the business cards. It's a great way because you're going to have them, and it's a great idea. It's cheap, and your club should pay for it.
That's a great suggestion. Thank you, Bill.
Mia, what do you got, Mia? You got your hand up.
Bill, I'd love to counter that idea and ask you, is business cards still the way nowadays, or is it downloading? I know they've made electronic version of business cards where you can download people's phone numbers and emails directly.
There we
to
go.
your
Do both.
phones.
Do
both?
because
Okay.
You got to remember, we're dealing with Rotarians dealing
Yeah,
at,
we got some old people.
dealing at the
that
bar,
love
having a beer. It's like going, wait a second, I'm gonna give you this, or you can go to cell phones. Do both, learn both. And if you don't know how to do it on your phone, you can always talk to Mia.
Or Darby. Darby knows how to.
Darby, no, yeah, Darby, yeah, you can both how to do it. So that's the fun thing, so.
So just, I think it's true. Just get to know everybody. It's so good. It's so fun. I'll be there. And we're so excited to have the new hunger strike. It's going to be in September this year. So we're going to,
You'll be hearing more about it.
so we're excited. How many clubs here were in the hunger strike? Can you
Yep.
raise your hand? Okay, good.
Good. So again,
It's going to be great.
again, best fundraising idea, best community facing idea. So you can bring that and just be prepared to be sitting in front of and when I mean filming, it's only going to be like a paragraph and a half. And they'll just ask you a question, you answer it, it's done. That being said, I think we're ready to shut her down. What do you think, Robin? Unless you have something else to say.
So, I'll see you all at Pets. I'll be there.